If we close our eyes, remember all that we have, our hearts will feel a brighter day. We'll sing Namo Amida, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida, Namo Amida Butsu. Sometimes we get overwhelmed by all the hatred and pain. If we can look past our differences, there's so much we can gain. If we open our eyes to see the beauty inside, our hearts will feel a brighter day. We'll sing Namo Amida, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida, Namo Amida Butsu. Let's join our hands together in gratitude we treasure the golden chain of love. Our hearts gathered in one place, our differences will embrace. We will be as one. Namo Amida, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida, Namo Amida
morning?
Good morning.
Once again, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Thank you. And I'll be your MC once again this morning. And welcome back to Makawao Family Service. And this is our first Sunday service since July. And thank you for our Dharma School Ohana for coming this morning. Thank you very much. All right. Anyone new? Nobody new. Okay, here we go. Please rise if you're able, and we'll sing. We'll begin the service by singing Vedanati Sarvana together in both Pali and English. Thank you. Please be seated. We'll now sing the Gatha Gasha with Amida, which will be led by Reverend Carey. The words will be shown on the screens, and this will be chanting will be followed by quiet meditation.
With
On the first Sunday of each month, we remember all those who have passed on before us. Honored ancestors, departed loved ones, dear friends, and beloved companions. During this time, we encourage everyone both here in person and at home joining us by live stream to offer incense as an expression of gratitude.
Oh,
friend this morning, a new friend that has joined us this morning. Would you like to introduce yourself? I think really, I'm looking at you. Yes, thank you.
I'm Andrea from San Diego. I'm a house sitter in Pihei. I've been here before as a house sitter in that country. I brought my daughter, Ariel, and it was the boat is off. Boating was off the day.
Bodhi Day.
And it was boating day, and we were fed food, and I just wanted to return. I'm here for 7 weeks this time as a house sitter in Pihei.
Okay, well, welcome, thank you. If you have any questions, we're, most happy to
Thank
help
you.
Thank you.
They'll probably give you food today too.
We'll give you food today. All right. Thank you. Let us all recite the golden chain of love together. Let us begin. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that what I do now depends not only on my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida. Okay, now, birthdays! Yay! We have a lot of birthdays. On the first Sunday of each month, we celebrate birthdays. We missed July and August, and now it's September. So here we go. There are 3 slides. So here.
You have to read that part, that's okay.
Okay. Now, if you miss your name here and you're born in July, okay, come on up. Here's a list of July birthdays we know about. And if your birthday is this month, or August, or September, please do come up. Susan Watanabe, Lori Okimoto, Allison Nakagawa, Michael Nakagawa, Celestina Ordomo, Shiro Kuni, Aaron Yoshizu, Katie Higuchi, Max Nishikawa, Kaya Burdick, Micah Burdick, Cruz Galicinao. He's sleeping. Joanne Wong. Yay! Peter Nakamai. Come on up. Okay. Here we go. August. Wow. Okay. Whoa. Jean Hazelton. Katie. Kathy Kitagawa. Glenn Kitagawa. Alice Sugimura. Yay. Mavis Suda. Sydney Nako. Glennis Okamura. Koji Higashino. Wesley Kosaka. Yay! Eric Yamashima. Lena Hamai. Royal Kaoboshi. Lynn Fujimoto. Elton Watanabe. Sierra Kosaka. Stan Nako. Andrew Burdick. Mark Kijima. Garrett Hamai. Paul Ishida. Oh, everybody in here. Lynn Nakamura. Paul, your name was called.
Cupcake too.
Okay, now we go September. Misai Tanizaki, Marion Morikawa, Harriet Kitazawa, Mitzi Tanaka, Barbara Doi, Kelly Yokouchi, Hiroshi Fujisawa, Kathleen Fukushima, Sally Kawakami, Renee Matsui, Stanley Honda, Kenji Abe, Emmy Burdick, and Bryce Yoshida. Okay, come on up. No, July.
That's why the memorials took so long. There's also why so many birthdays. Yeah.
Any more?
Okay, we got 2.
Come on, kids.
8. We got 8 more.
We have 8 more cupcakes. Not cupcakes, sorry, brownies. You're welcome.
Just be careful.
Tyrus, we can take off the candle. Tyrus. Raya? Okay. All right. Wow. This is our largest group. Okay. Everybody, are we ready? Okay. Let's sing happy birthday to these dear friends. Okay, ready? Let's go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you.
Make a wish, pop the candle. Yay!
Wait, there's a ball. There's a gift.
Also have gifts.
A gift. This was made by maybe Sensei can explain.
So this was made by the Soba Raku Kai, which is the soba making group. We had the big soba making workshop yesterday. And if you didn't come, you really missed out because you're not going to get fresh soba on Maui. One of the club members made these. It's an origami. So before there was plastics, this is what kids used for balls. Seriously. So you can bounce it up and down. So anyway, they're really quite gorgeous. So please take one.
You can hang it up for Christmas.
They're super cool.
Very neat.
Maybe the next time we have them come back, we'll do a workshop on how to make the origami balls too. Maybe we should do birthdays every 3 months.
This is good. Although I have to make a lot of problems.
A little bit more efficient, perhaps.
Just take another one here, Wes. Me too.
I gotta make it delivery.
You gotta make it delivery. Okay, and here. Okay. And it's children's Dharma story time. Here comes Barkley. Now we have Barkley, the dog. I think he's still missing. And Lucy, the ladybug.
They eloped.
They eloped. With special guests Green Snoopy and Kermit the Gosho Frog.
Gee, why is everybody looking at me? Because it's me, Barkley the dog. There's been all kinds of strange rumors out there that Sensei lost me and forgot me somewhere, but that wasn't the case. Because oops, his connection lost. That's not good. So, there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to let Lucy explain, okay? So, oops. Lucy, did you lose some weight? Good morning. It's me, Lucy the Ladybug. It's so lovely to see all of you here again today. Do you know what happened to us? Oh.
Tell us.
Wow, we ran away together and we got married. Yay! So, was it next week? I'm in Honolulu, so it won't be next week. It'll be the 22nd, I guess.
15.
15?
No, you're gonna continue.
No, wait, next weekend is triple celebration.
Right.
After that, the 15th, I'm not here. Has to be the next one, so.
22nd.
Oh, 22nd, what's on the 22nd?
Picnic.
Picnic, it's the big, okay, so it'll be at the end of the month, sorry. There's one more on the 30th.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sensei will figure it out eventually. But we're going to have a special children's drama story time. We're going to talk about the marriage of Barkley the dog and Lucy the ladybug. And we're going to have a special surprise. Drum roll, please, since I forgot the sound effects. I'm not going to meet somebody new. It's a baby, and we haven't named it her yet. So you have to help us
us name the baby, okay? So remember, we got, right, who's this? Barkley the basketball. That's right, that's me, woo-wee. And I'm Lucy the ladybug. So, what should we call the baby? Okay, so think about it, and Sensei, you better remember to make the video and write the story because you haven't done anything. And that's right, Sensei, and don't tell them the truth, you actually did lose them, right? Okay. Anyway, so we'll see you all in about 3 weeks, okay? Okay, fade to black. You actually do have a story, so... Today's story is brought to you by Auntie Jane H. Thank you, Aunt Jane. And the name of this story, today's story is Kamala and Maya's Big Idea, written by Mina Harris and illustrated by Ana Ramirez Gonzalez. Kamala and Maya's Big Idea. You know what should be out there? Kamala asked her sister, Maya. Us? Said Maya. A slide, said Kamala. And a swing, Maya added. A playground, they shouted together. Kamala and Maya had an idea. It was a very good idea and a very big idea. They were going to need help. Wouldn't it be great if there was a playground in the courtyard? Maya said. That does sound nice, Mommy agreed. How can we make that happen? Kamala asked. Well, I suppose the first step would be to ask the landlord, the person who owns the building. So Kamala wrote a letter, and Maya drew a picture, and they went to see the landlord to discuss their idea. The landlord thought about it for less than a second. I don't think so. No. That was not the answer that they wanted. But they weren't ready to give up. That night, the sisters tried to think of ways to turn a no into a yes. They asked the other kids in the building if they wanted a playground in the courtyard. Did they? Of course they did. And they had ideas too. Let's have a teeter-totter and a basketball hoop and flowers. So Kamala wrote a longer letter and they went to see the landlord together. Dear landlord, right now the courtyard of our building is empty and no one uses it. If there were swings, kids could fly high. If there was a sandbox, kids could build. If there was a slide, kids could go so far, so fast. Can you build it, please? The landlord thought about it for less than 5 seconds. A project this big is expensive. We don't have the money for that. Do your parents know that you are here? This was not the answer they wanted, but Kamala was not ready to give up. If we ask our parents and do it all ourselves, can we fix up the courtyard? The landlord thought about that for a whole 10 seconds. Finally, he shrugged. If you can do it yourselves, sure. That wasn't exactly the answer they wanted, but it was a start. The kids all spoke to their parents about their ideas for the courtyard. They hung up posters and knocked on neighbors' doors. But they got the same answers from everyone. I'm sorry. Wow, that is a big job. I wish I could help. Which they knew meant no, no, no. But then Mr. Green stopped by to talk. I work construction, and I could maybe get some scrap lumber and some sand for a sandbox. Really? Kamala said. Yes, exclaimed Maya. Okay, I'll try. It wasn't a yes, but right now, maybe was the sweetest word they had ever heard. Maybe gave them hope. The next weekend, maybe turned into yes. The kids all helped to measure, and Mr. Green cut the boards. And then they sanded and hammered and sanded some more. Then came the actual sand. They were all thanking Mr. Green when Ms. Lopez stopped to talk. I work at a garage. Maybe they have an extra tire for a teeter-totter. Another maybe. In the weeks that followed, lots of, I don't know, turned into maybes, and then into yeses. Nobody could do everything, but everyone could do something. Kamala and Maya wanted everyone to celebrate the new playground, so they made another poster, inviting their neighbors to a potluck party. There were hot dogs and hummus, spicy chicken and potato salad, strawberries and brownies and lemonade. Mrs. Flores set up a sprinkler for the kids to run through. Mr. Green brought the music. Kamala admired the new playground, but she noticed there was still one thing missing. No one knew how to make a slide. But Ms. Flores knew where they might buy one. I teach at Emerson Elementary, and they're redoing their playground. Maybe we could buy the old slide. That was a different kind of maybe. How can we afford that, maybe? But now everyone was trying to find a way to turn that maybe into a yes. These brownies are delicious. Maybe we could have a bake sale. We can all bring toys and books and have a sidewalk sale. No one could do everything, but everyone could contribute something. When the slide arrived at last, Maya and Kamala got the first ride. The landlord was impressed. I want to shake your hands, girls. You did a good job. You all did a good job. Kamala and Maya had an idea. It was a very good idea, a very big idea. And with a lot of help, they made it happen. Hooray for Kamala and Maya. Hooray for the persisters. What's next, Kamala? Kamala, looking up, said, I'm wondering what the view is like from the roof. The end. So the book includes the backstory, the origin of the story of the Storytime book. It's very much worth reading because, as all of you know, Dharma school students, Vice President Kamala Harris is the first woman Vice President of the United States of America, the first Asian American, and the first Jamaican American to be elected Vice President. And now Kamala Harris is the Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States of America. So the author of the book is actually the niece of the vice president. And so the author's mother is Maya, the sister of Kamala in this story. Oops, this one. Okay, which one's Kamala and which one's Maya? I'm sorry, what? Big voice, I can't hear anything anymore. Which one? Left or right? Okay. Anybody else? Kamala's on the left, this is left. This is my left, sorry. Left. Okay. Actually, Maya is on the left and Kamala is on the right. but they were kids. So, Kamala and Maya's Big Idea, written by Mina Harris and illustrated by Ana Ramirez Gonzalez. Wasn't that a great story? What part did you like? Santa loved that part too. Okay, we'll stop there. But just to say, I like this story mainly because it describes what happens, how this temple was built. Right? Somebody said, yeah, we need to have a temple so that we can, you know, to say thank you to Amida Buddha. I said, well, okay. This temple that we're in right now was literally built by hand by the members of the temple. So not everybody could, you know, make construction stuff, but everybody did what they could to help. Same thing with the kitchen, same thing with the minister's residence. So it looks like really hard, but working together, we can accomplish big things. Yes, Ken?
Even the gold.
The gold? All this stuff was brought from Japan, but I think this is actually the original altar from Paia, because it looks pretty old. It's very old stuff. But that's the same thing, right? So they all work together to raise money to buy this. So if we were going to try, if we have to replace this, if we have to buy a totally new one, how much do you think it'll cost?
$10,972.
Okay, sold. What do you think, Anna? How much would it cost to replace the altar? All of this, the gold and all the stuff.
Wait, I want to change my answer. How much did that cost?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Wait,
just
I want.
You're gonna change your number? Okay, what?
Yeah, I want to change my answer. I'm thinking, 1,975,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000.
Yes, once you get up to the trillions, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Okay, Benji.
1,568.
1,568.
Oh, no.
Good number.
No.
Okay. Anybody else? How about the adults? Anybody? How much to replace this thing? Yeah, at the current exchange rate, about $500,000 to $600,000 US. So let's be careful with candles and not burn down. So anyway, kids, thank you very much. Come back at the end of the month, and we'll do the marriage of. Yeah, maybe we should do a wedding ceremony here. That'd be more fun. We could just do this. Anyway, so we'll see you guys next week. Not next week. So.
It's Dharma school time once again, and fifth grade. Okay. Now, the older kids, you're going to enjoy Reverend Carey's Dharma message this morning. Okay. Oh, somebody left your ball there. Lindsay, your ball. Okay. So please line up over there by Auntie Bobby and Auntie Karen. Thank you.
Okay. Well, for the adults, I have to give you a disclaimer. Today's story is not the endorsement of any specific political candidate. Did you know there's actually a law that says clergy people cannot endorse political candidates from the pulpit, from this space? Obviously, I can do it as an individual, but in my role as a religious leader in a religious organization, there's an actual law that says I can't say vote for X, which I thought was interesting. This story actually came out, I found it during the pandemic. It's one of my pandemic broadcasts. And I said, this is just the timing of it's great. But it also talks about, that, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? This big idea, but how to make it come true. So for young people, I thought it was a good example of how to organize and how to not give up. Yes?
What did the ladies do to help build this here?
They made enough food to feed 20,000 people. All of the traditions of food, where does that come from? Right? Feeding people who are building the temple, obviously. But then they realized, we could start selling this stuff for fundraising. And people say, oh, do you have more of the pickled peach? Right? Do you have more of the chow fan? Do you have more of the sushi? Do you have more of the et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? And so back in the day, people, got like a quarter or something, right? I mean, just a little bit of cash. But what they could do is put their time and effort into creating this institution.
There's a story of a lady who went on the roof and actually.
Really? Ah, we got to write that one down. Really? Okay. We'll have to, and if we don't, we can just make it up. It's a great story. But it's probably true. I mean, on Kauai, there's a very famous story about a lady who defended the temple against drunken sailors. Some drunk young guys, they got drunk, they're on leave, whatever, and they came, hey, let's go mess up the temple. And she was like, no. So very famous story that she turned away these guys. So anyway, it's not a political endorsement. I do encourage everyone to vote. But you have to vote for the candidate of your choice. So anyway, let's go on and if you guys really want to know the truth, yes, I bought some new ones because I haven't found Barkley. Oh, Sensei, never believe in us. Why tell them the truth? Okay, it's a mystery. Dharma stuff. Okay, oops. Oh, what's going on? There we go. So the topic today was basically how to thrive in constant change. So we talk about the truth of impermanence all the time. Everything's changing. And when we look at the world around us today, everything's changing. Can you point to one thing that hasn't changed in the past 10 years, 50 years? Everything is changing. So it's hard. It's hard. It's this constant chaos. Right? All the things that you said, yes, these things are starting to fall apart around the edges. It's a little scary. So I'd like to share with you the Jodoshinshu perspective on how to thrive in the midst of constant change. And the summary slide is really simple. Be a lotus in the mud. Okay, now let's go here. So raise your hand if you know the story of Hisako Nakamura. Huh, okay. Well, this would be easy because nobody's heard the story before. So Hisako Nakamura, she was born in 1897, so the end of the 19th century in Takayama, Japan. She's renowned as a writer, as a speaker on Jodoshinshu, but also at age 3, she loses both hands and arms up to the elbow, okay, and her legs up to the knee. So, because medical technology wasn't very advanced then, so she got an infection, they had to amputate. So imagine, right, if you had to amputate, your legs from the knee downwards, your hands and arms from the elbows. Where does that leave you? So at age 7, her biological father dies, so her mother remarries, but her stepfather abuses her, and her stepsisters, step-siblings, tease her, calling her a wild animal, which in Japanese is chikusho, which is a pretty major insult. It's a pejorative term. So they call her a wild animal because she can only eat with her mouth like a dog, right? No hands. So it's the only way that she could eat. So in despair, her mother decides to jump off a bridge with Hisako to commit suicide together. But Hisako says, I'm scared. So her mother decides not to jump off the bridge, but also decides that Hisako must learn to live independently. So her mother becomes fiercely strict, forcing Hisako to learn how to eat using chopsticks. Remember, no hands and forearms. She forces Hisako to learn how to sew clothes and make dolls and write calligraphy, holding the brush in her mouth. So here's a photograph of Hisako, right? Eating with chopsticks, despite not having any hands. And then, right, how does she learn how to sew? Right? Can you imagine just how would you learn how to sew? And this is a quote. First, she used her tongue to tie 2 threads together in her mouth. Then, while she held a needle in her short arm stumps and held the thread in her mouth, she pushed the thread to the needle's eye. By pressing the cloth on the floor against the floor with her arm stumps, she sewed the pieces together by holding the needle with her lips and moving her head up and down. Eventually, she was able to make kimono and dolls using this method. Hisako learns to prepare and cook food. Her mother's harsh training forced her daughter to use her creativity, and with great effort, strong spirit, Hisako mastered everyday tasks, despite her physical limitations. When Hisako becomes an adult, the only way that she can make a living was to work in a carnival-like show, essentially to be a freak, at the freak show at a carnival. So she was called Dharma Musume, or Dharma girl. Some of you would be familiar with the Dharma dolls that doesn't have any arms or feet. It's this round thing. And so you see it's the red doll that they paint one eye to make a wish, and then they paint the other eye when the wish is accomplished. But you can imagine that in Japan in the 19th century, right, being different was not a very easy path. So back in those days, society's prejudice against anyone with physical disabilities was quite common. So Hisako was subjected to unbearable humiliation. Hisako later confesses that despite her remarkable independence, she constantly had thoughts like, what did I do to deserve this? And she was convinced everyone discriminates against me. She became so angry and frustrated that in her rage, she often imagined killing everybody around her. As it happened, one of the visitors to her exhibit one day was a famous calligrapher, and he gave Hisako some words of encouragement, saying, "You should be a lotus in the mud." And Hisako's misery was lifted by these compassionate words. For those of you who aren't familiar with the metaphor of the lotus only grows in the yuckiest, stinkiest, dirtiest part of the pond. So the water is really stinky. It's pretty gross. But from that water emerges the most beautiful flower, the lotus flower. The lotus flower is the blossom, but it also contains seeds, so it's the next generation when it blossoms. So out of this yucky mud, the stinky part, grows this most amazing flower. If you look at the statue of Amida, you'll see that Amida is portrayed, he, she, or they, is portrayed as standing on this green thing. That's the lotus throne. So again, emerging from the muck of the world and becoming this beautiful flower. So soon after that, she reads the book, the Tanisho, which is a collection of quotations attributed to Shinran, the founder of Jodo Shinshu. She becomes fully aware of the meaning of Shinran's words, that we are all foolish beings filled with blind passions. All foolish beings, bonbu, if you know the Japanese word. And this is his famous teaching, which says you have to accept your blind passions as they are. So these words make Hisako wonder, what are my blind passions? What are my bonbu? What are my blind passions? And in reflection, she recognizes that the cause of her blind passions was her own body, right, without hands or legs. It was also over her deep regret about her handicapped state, right, which made her think, I want to kill everybody. And even to the point in the situation, her causes of conditions of her life led her to hate her strict mother. She's not my mother, which is a pretty serious thing to say. But when she realized this, a very profound realization, she understood that to accept her blind passions means she has to accept her handicaps just as they are. So she accepts her body just as it was, without comparing to others. And in that very moment, her great lament, I envy others. I have no arms below my elbows. instead becomes this very profound and deep gratitude for the reality as it is. I have arms above my elbow. So what the Nembutsu, what the path of Namu Amida Butsu, what Amida's compassion showed to Hisako, was not the world of complaint, right? I have no arms below the elbow, but rather this world filled with joy and gratitude. I have arms above the elbow. So a lotus grows in the mud, but its flower blooms beautifully unpolluted above the mud. This is a quote from Hisako. Religion is not about praying to gods and Buddhas. Please return my hands and legs to like they were originally. So until she found the Nembutsu teaching, until she found Namu Amida Butsu, until Amida's compassion embraced her just as she was. She not only, she hated her body, and she killed countless people in her head, in her imagination, yes, but it's the same thing, because she was burning with anger and jealousy. But by accepting her body just as it was, guided by the Nembutsu teachings, Hisako stops complaining about her shortcomings, and instead was able to rejoice in the fact that she has arms above her elbow. She was also able to accept the fact that it would have been impossible for her to learn to live to live independently if her mother hadn't been so harsh and so strict to teach her, train her, to force her to do these things. She was finally able to see that the unbearable experiences that she had suffered in her childhood were the other side of her mother's deep love for her. So although she had once hated her mother as a demon, she couldn't help now to regard her as a compassionate bodhisattva. So Hisako was even deeply grateful to her body's severe limitations, because these limitations led her to encounter the Nembutsu teachings. In 1937, Helen Keller, who all of you probably know, visited Japan to give a lecture. So during her stay, during Helen Keller's stay in Japan, she was introduced to Hisako. And she learned that Hisako has no hands or legs, was very impressed by her great effort and spirit to overcome the difficulties that she faced. And Helen Keller praised Hisako, acknowledging, she has suffered more than she has suffered more misfortune than I, yet she is a much greater person. And she gratefully accepted a Japanese doll that Hisako had lovingly made. Hisako was able to acknowledge that it was her disability which made it possible for her to create such a wonderful life. So her great determination gave others that she met the courage and the hope to overcome their own difficulties. Quote, raised in adversity, I was able to polish my spirit because of adversity. I am grateful to adversity. Overcoming adversity is what is most important. In her later years, Hisako visits different places throughout Japan, like for BWA meetings. She goes to schools and temples and prisons as a motivational speaker, as an inspiring speaker, sharing her life experiences. She did this to encourage others who are struggling on their own. So she devotes her lectures and writing activities to the establishment of the law for the welfare of physically disabled persons. And after her death, she left behind many famous poems and quotes which still inspire others. Among them are these words: human life is quite mysterious. The only certain things are that we are alive, and that we do not live alone. There is always a way to live any life which allows us to live without despair. There is never any despair in any life. And so by encountering the Nembutsu teachings, Hisako's life of anger and complaint was transformed into one of finding joy and gratitude in any situation. She rejoiced in what she has, and she no longer lamented about what she didn't have. So Hisako is revered as a true Nembutsu follower, and who made her own lotus flower bloom beautifully above the mud. So today, from this day forward, be a lotus in the mud. Thank you for listening this morning. No, that's...
Thank you, Reverend Carey, for your Dharma message and sharing this wonderful news. Okay, so I'm Rusty. Okay. Let us all chant the Metta Sutta, the Loving Kindness Sutra.
Beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May I be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to me. May I live in peace and harmony. May my family be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my friends be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my teachers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May strangers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my enemies be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. Reverend Carey will now lead us in gratitude meditation.
So once again, let's sit quietly together for a few moments. So just relax, really comfortable. If you're able, sit forward in your seat and place both feet in front of the earth. Sit up straight. Align your head, neck, shoulders, and back. Straight line with those touching the floor. Place your hands comfortably in your lap. Now, close your eyes halfway so that you're looking forward upward and just breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. As you breathe in, think of something for which you are grateful. And as you breathe out, just say mahalo. Just say thank you, thank you, thank you. Just breathe. The sound of the gongs will be the end of our quiet meditation.
Thank you. Please rise if you are able, and let's sing Ondok-san, the hymn of gratitude written by Shinran Shonin, which will be found on the screen or on page 134 of the Red Service book. please remain standing and let us sing the Nembutsu, which we found on the screen.
Human life is quite mysterious. The only certain things are that we are alive and that we do not live alone. There is always a way to live any life which allows us to live without despair. There is never despair in any life. The wisdom of Hisako Nakamura, who lived from 1897 to 1968.
Mahalo, please be seated. Mahalo for joining our service this morning. Are there any announcements?
Okay, let's see. Okay, so there's a mistake on this slide. Today is the first Sunday, of course. Next Sunday, September 8th, is the triple celebration in Honolulu. So there's no service here at Makawao. So hope to see all of you in Honolulu for the triple celebration. And September 15th, I think I made a mistake on the slide here. That's actually the VIDSTA, the Dharma School picnic, kickoff picnic. It's going to be at Kama'ole Beach Park number, I think it's number 3. Sorry, oh, that's the 22nd? Oh, okay, sorry. So next week is Dharma, okay. So 15th is Dharma as lay service, lay-led service. And then the 22nd is the VIDSTA picnic. Okay, maybe. We'll figure that out. But next Sunday, there's no service here at Makawao, so if you okay, so other announcements?
Other announcements? I always come up for birthdays, but I have only one birthday. But my mother-in-law's birthday is September, and she's going to be 103. And if some of you remember Charlotte Hamasaki, who was the best seller of cookies and products out of her beauty shop in Makawao, she's going to be 100. And she's doing real well in Honolulu with her daughter. Yeah. Okay, a couple of announcements. First of all, Peace Day. September 21st is Peace Day, but the bell ringing is going to be on Friday the 20th. So Jean is going to set up the bell ringing here at Makawao Honganji. It starts at 8:30, so please come before 8:30. And it's a Zoom call, so you will see Zoom people all over the state and across the nation and maybe in the world. And in the newsletter, there is a picture of a Zoom screen from one of the past Peace Day programs. So if you can, come on Friday. You can also sign up and do your bell ringing from home or wherever you are. So take a look. It is in the church newsletter. So any questions? The other opportunity, and again, this is not an endorsement, just like Carrie said, we're not supposed to endorse things. But this is for Foodland Give Aloha. In September, Foodland has a program to match donations that are given to different organizations. So last year was the first time Makawao signed up, and we had people donate about $800, but we got a little bit over $1,000 because they match it. It's not one-for-one matching, but a percentage matching. And you can give anywhere from, $5, $10, or the maximum is $249, because then you don't have to, get a donation receipt or something. Yeah. But every $5, $10 is okay. There is a code. The code is 79132. But for those of you who shop at Foodland, and I have some papers to pass out, but for any of you that shop at Foodland, there is a four-fold brochure that has a couple of thousand organizations throughout the state of Hawaii that you can give to, anywhere from Boy Scouts to the Children's Justice Center, or different kinds of organizations, and not only on Maui but any of the other islands too. So any questions? Thank you for 2 activities in September. Okay.
Any other announcements? Okay. If not, we'll see you in the social hall.
See you in the social hall. Thank you.